Hey, you guys. I'm here with Cupbo Comics, my very first YT friend, man. So happy you're here, Will.
Happy to
And
be here. We've been gone for a little hiatus.
guess you were sick, huh?
Yeah, last week I was feeling a little under the weather, and then the week before that, actually, I was on vacation.
Oh, wow.
I was on the West Coast. I was over by you.
Oh,
But
yeah. Were you not Washington, but California?
actually, I was in Nevada. So,
Oh, Nevada.
yeah,
Okay.
Nevada. But it was hot. It was
Cool.
hot, but dry.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's a lot drier I'm from the Pacific Northwest,
Right. A little dry in the desert.
So yeah, you guys, this is new comic book day. Why? Why do we go to new? For me, I'm kind of done with new comics, and I normally order them like 2.5 months ahead of time. And this last order, I didn't even put any Marvel in, and I know there's some good Marvel out too, but they just keep rebooting, like Moon Knight. It's like there's no reason to keep rebooting that. Just freaking keep it going. And I know I guess the Uncanny X-Men just relaunched and seems to be pretty good. I guess the new #1 of Wolverine came out, right?
It did. It did. I grabbed that. I read about a third of it. Yeah, no, that one's pretty good. We've got some decent comics coming out this week and last week. Not too much in the way of like new characters or what the people would call spec, but it seems like there's a lot of good stories out there, a lot of cool stories.
Yeah. What's up, Jacob, Mr. Bornowski? Thanks for being here. Easy Comic Reader, my main man. What's up, dude? Yeah. So happy you joined us today, you guys.
Everybody's in the house.
So how do you want to start this out? You want me to go back like this? Do you want me to go up like this?
Want a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
You want that while I go like this? So you start showing the stuff that you got first.
Yeah, let's
temporary spot.
What's up, Aggressively Relaxing? Happy new comic book day.
Yep, we're back, Rob. We're back.
We're back. We're better than ever. All right. So since we weren't on last week, I actually separated into two piles. I have this week and last week.
Okay.
So I'll start with last week's pile, and we'll work from there.
Excellent.
And I might do a little bagging and boarding, which is good because now you guys get to see the comics before I put them in the bags.
All right. Yeah.
Except for this one, The Incredible Hulk Infinity Watch. This is the Incredible Hulk annual that came out this week. What I will say about this is you got a new person who holds the reality stone in this one, and Hulk punches Thanos in the face.
Okay.
So if you like that, I don't know. These have been in all the annuals, the Infinity Watch. Not all of them, but like Hulk, Thor.
Yeah.
A couple other ones. Spider-Man.
Yeah. For those of you who are upset with Hulk's behavior with Thanos in the movies, right?
Yeah. So this is a little bit of revenge. I think it's kind of the way you wanted Hulk to take on Thanos.
Yeah, he would just keep getting mad, mad, more angrier.
So they do stop Thanos temporarily in this comic. So
cool.
Thanos is after the Infinity Stones, and everybody's trying to prevent him from getting them. And Colleen Wing, I don't know, from Iron Fist fame and Defenders fame and all that other stuff. She's in this book, and she gets a new power. Let's just put it. Well, she gets a power because she actually doesn't have powers. Okay. So, spoiler alert.
Okay, cool. I am one of us. Hey, thanks for joining us. I actually packed up your package today, brother. Thanks for claiming on Monday.
Nice. All right. So what else do we have? We got Void Rivals number 12.
You still digging it?
Still digging it. Still down with the Void Rivals. Let's see. See if I can show you anything cool in the book. I mean, all the book's cool. I actually kind of like the artwork in the book.
It's got a water painting type vibe to it.
Got the vibe.
The water painting vibe.
Yeah, there's this dude here. He took on a transformer and lost an arm. So But let's see. Here's some more action. So yeah, definitely enjoying the whole Energon verse and how they're incorporating a lot of it together. It'll
Yeah,
be
that one is in the past, right? Still, the
Right.
Void Rivals.
right.
Kind of got an eyeball there, liking. Heath Hoxie, what up? I got your package packed up today too, brother. Thank you for the claim sale. Being on the claim sale Monday.
It's a little back page, explore the Energon verse. You got Scarlet right now and Destro. I think next up is Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes. I think those are the next two G.I. Joe books, and then after that they'll go into just the G.I. Joe book. So
Are you looking forward to the creative teams on those?
Honestly, I've been so busy and so engrossed in just trying to catch up on these. I haven't really caught who's on those books.
Okay, buddy. Kenneth Bird, hi to everyone who is here tonight.
Birdman in the house.
Yep. Said it twice. Said it twice just in case,
But let's see what else we got. I still haven't caught up on this, but we got Detective Comics, Mr. Freeze. It seems like every time now Mr. Freeze is on the cover, they just concentrate on his helmet and his eye.
Yeah,
kind of like that stare.
Didn't he originally pair with that helmet on the animated series? Wasn't that where before that he was different?
He was a little different, but since then that's kind of become canon.
Yeah.
Like I said, I haven't really caught up on this, so I can't tell you why the bat symbol on his chest looks like
I'm behind on it too because I want to read it all at once.
Yeah, this one was just, I don't want to say convoluted, but it had just so much going on that to wait every month to read the next issue kind of made it, you're like, what happened? Who did what? Because they introduced a whole new family and there was multiple parts of that family.
Yeah.
But there was a history behind that family.
Yeah.
So there was
Oregom. Is it Oregom?
Yeah. Or I actually pronounce it the Orgums, but
Orgums, yeah.
It could, I don't know. Until I go to like a con where I'm able to go, hey, Ram V, what is the
what's up with the pronunciation? Come on.
Yeah. How do we pronounce this?
Can we pronounce this this way?
Yeah. So I mean, you got.
I think I'm out of Zdarsky's Batman now.
You're out.
Yeah, I think I'm out of that. Well, I'm out of everything practically.
Yeah. These days, you got to catch up. The old books. I'm not gonna lie. There's some good stuff in the old books, and sometimes it's just hard with some of the newer titles in the modern realm, right? Because way back when, 90s, or even the 80s, the books came out like once a month, and you knew what to expect. Sometimes they were, once every 2 months.
Yeah.
And occasionally, when there was a big event, maybe it was every 2 weeks. Now, a lot of these books, like Spider-Man, I feel like it's being pumped out every other week, and it's hard to keep up with it. You want a life. It's kind of hard to keep up with the books.
Yeah.
Also, I was freaked out today. You're probably not going to be able to see it. Oh, yeah, you can sort of see it. So I bought a thing of bags, and they all had like this kind of imperfection on them. And I was like, what is that? I was like, did I buy imperfect bags? But no, they're not. BCW just decided to start putting their
stamp on there,
their label. Yeah, they're putting stamps on the plastic bags. I'm sure we're paying for that in some way.
It's weird. It's like the Silver Age is having the tape. The ones I'm getting is having the tape on the flap instead of the tape on the bottom.
I don't like the tape on the flap because right when you pull the book out, you're pulling it towards the flap.
Yeah.
So I feel like now there's more of a chance for you to get it. Caught on the flap. I much rather preferred. I preferred on the bag. I don't know. It just seems safer.
Yeah.
So
you
just got to be more gentle now.
Yeah. You're seeing that across the board, or are you seeing that too, or?
I haven't. The last pack of silver I bought still had it on the back, but who knows? Maybe the next round we'll have it there.
Yeah.
I might still be in the old bags at the moment.
Okay, that's cool. All right. This makes me want to come back. I'm kind of missing this world. Something is killing the children. I jumped out after a year and a half, I think.
Yeah,
No,
it's a good.
longer than that, 2.5 years, maybe. It's been
Ooh.
going for a while.
So you're probably like you jumped out somewhere around issue 15, right, or the
No,
teen
30th. I think it's the 30th. Early
30th. Okay, because it did go on hiatus. That's right.
Okay.
It did leave for a while.
Department of Truth, I'm kind of missing too. I think they're starting that up too.
Yeah, Department of Truth should have dropped a new book today. Honestly, I don't think I picked it up. But that one is actually going to deal with the JFK assassination. So if anybody is a conspiracy theorist,
I'm all about that. Hey,
yeah,
Jeffrey.
it might be worth
Jeffrey. Thanks for being here, Jeffrey. This is where Will and I talk about the new books coming out, and I'm like, why? They're so expensive. You know what I mean?
They are. This the one in my hand is $3.99, which when you think about it, $3.99 is probably about as cheap as comics get these days, unless you get Spawn.
Unless you get Spawn, you got to give it to McFarlane.
Yeah. Somehow he's still he's got 100 other things going on, but he's still making money, and he's charging $2.99 a book. Interesting thing about Something's Killing Children, for those of you who don't know, it's in production as a Netflix show. So it will be coming to Netflix soon. Right now, the stories that are coming out of this book. So this guy is Aaron, and he's kind of the adopted brother of Erica Slaughter.
I'm glad I didn't get rid of that secondary series that was released that I didn't like.
Right,
because that's his first appearance, right?
Yeah. What was I saying about this? Oh yeah, so it's going to be a Netflix series. Right now, what they're doing is like backstory in these. So these are all like from the past, stories from the past. There's been some one shots. I think they're really just trying to, even though Erica Slaughter has been an excellent character, I think what they're really trying to do is give you more character background, give you a little bit more of who she is.
Yeah, she's the main attraction,
Right.
That look is really cool with that eye,
Yeah, a lot of the books have just been her showing up, kicking butt, and walking away.
Well, I know it slowed down for a while there, but then they introduced another character like the Cutter or something like that, right?
Yeah, Cutter. She was just a crazy white mask who was on the path to try to kill Erica Slaughter.
Yeah.
She was an assassin, if you will.
Yeah.
So the house, it's called the House of Georges, decided that Erica Slaughter was too dangerous. She basically got excommunicated, if you will, and then they decided she was too dangerous to leave out there. So they were like, we got to get rid of her.
Right. What up, Brent? The Dragon's Lair, man. He's got some videos from Walmart that I saw recently. But yeah, good work, Brent, with your doggies too, man. It's pretty cool.
Who doesn't like Walmart packs? I mean, everybody.
I don't know. He gets them.
So this is Amazing Spider-Man number 56, but also the 950th legacy issue. I feel like there's a legacy issue every other week. Like I feel like we just jumped off like the 800th issue. And
just go to legacy and be done with it. People are going to buy Amazing Spider-Man anyway.
Right. It's been, even in its leanest times, it's been, in the top 2 at least, or top 3. It's still selling number 1.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have I don't know what they did in this one. I haven't read it yet. $7.99 price tag though.
Yeah. I'll get that in a dollar bin maybe.
Right.
2 years from now.
Just wait a while, and but you got Tombstone here.
I like it.
Yeah, and he's been a major player in this book for what are we on, issue 56? He's probably been a major player for about 50 issues, honestly.
I feel like new creative team, please.
Yeah, they've really made this is Zeb Wells. I think Zeb Wells is leaving in a bit to go back to writing movies or TV shows or whatever he's doing on the side.
He's not bad. It's just I didn't really get into Spider-Man.
No. And I've heard different things about it. Some of it's John Romita doing the art.
Yeah.
Some of it is Zeb Wells just using too much B-listing, not enough A-listers. But I think he really has turned Tombstone into a much bigger,
formidable. Yeah, he should be
affordable.
Yeah.
So, but there was the whole gang war thing, and I think a lot of people didn't enjoy that. So gang war just had like 7,000 tie-ins.
I think they tried to just dig into that nostalgia with Spidey, with the Hobgoblin saga and Gang Wars and all. It just didn't. It's like, how about some new ideas?
Yeah, the whole Green Goblin thing was fun, but I won't say it was predictable, but it was, in the end, the ending, it ended the way you always expected it to end. So
yeah, Amazing Spider-Man, the Bronze Age. Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I grew up as a kid reading that stuff. I mean, more than I could remember. I was, love Spidey, dude, but I just don't want to spend the money on him now.
No. And what I feel like the difference between this and like Miles or Ultimate is they're kind of pandering, right? Those books are kind of pandering to the audience, whereas Amazing is trying to do its own thing. It's trying to reinvent Peter, and I was like, we don't want Peter to be reinvented. We just want Peter to be Peter, but also have a good time in life. Stop holding him back. Give him back.
Yeah, you might as well just do the young angst with Miles and let Peter have his wife back. Even though I was against the marriage at the time and all that stuff, it's just like, you got two Spider-Men now. Just, what's the major malfunction here, Marvel?
Right? Who knows? All right. Next up, we have a Dark Horse Star Wars. This is Star Wars: The High Republic Adventures. These books tend to usually be a little bit more on the kid side or kid friendly.
Yeah, I remember those. Yeah, I remember reading those.
But the artwork in this one is definitely a little different. There is a new character in here. I believe there's a Sith. And let's see if I can find you. Well, here's the normal art. Not bad. And then here's like the flashback art. And it's very trippy. Yeah,
it's good art.
Yeah. So
now, are there any current Star Wars comics that you're into? Like the art's good in this. I'll give it that.
Yeah. Well,
because I fell out probably a year ago on Star Wars comics.
Yeah, here's the thing. Right. During the dark droid.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a bad idea. I just didn't. I didn't care. It's like, let's get past Return of the Jedi.
Right. So it's hard to be into Star Wars right now because they're rebooting it. So Darth Vader had its last issue, and
thank God.
Yeah.
See, they're afraid. They're afraid to let go of Vader. There's other Sith Lords, though. There's so much you could do, man. There's so much you could do.
So yeah, they don't want to lose Vader. Vader's the bread and butter.
It's one of those things. It's one of those things too, though. That's Star Wars spec. No matter what, if there's a new character, they're gonna sell the book.
And now I feel like with the passing of James Earl Jones, they're just gonna do some more Darth Vader.
Oh yeah, they're right when we think we had enough. But if the stories are good, I don't care. Like Volume 1 of Darth Vader Marvel, that was epic. That was freaking brilliant. The Karen Gillan series there. Yeah, I highly recommend that with it to anyone.
Sometimes it just feels like they're grasping at straws. It's like they want the character to succeed, so they're like, we're really gonna push the character.
Yeah, Jeffrey, I'm gonna collect the old school Marvel Star Wars. That's what I'm doing. Yeah. But anyway, we're moving on to Spawn here. $2.99, right?
$2.99. The best value in comics. So typically Spawn. Yeah.
Cardstock.
Cardstock. Yeah, it is cardstock. All right, $2.99 cardstock. DC charges you an extra $1 for cardstock. So
yeah. Hey, what up, Damien? Sleepy Reader 666 in the house, man. This guy still reads modern comics, but they're mostly indie to my knowledge, Damien. You could totally correct me.
So what we do get though with Spawn is usually good cover art. It's usually something decent or some kind of homage.
Yeah.
The interiors are usually not bad. What we usually get is guys who have been around for a while or startup artists that McFarlane handpicks to to do his books.
Yeah.
So, you know, at the very least, you might end up finding like the next Cthulhu or something reading a Spawn book, you know?
Yeah.
But there's always, you know, he's not going to let a B-lister or somebody who does B-list type art, you know, do the book, because this is Todd McFarlane's baby. He created it basically as a kid.
Sure.
You know? And then when he had the time, the money, and the clout, you know, created a whole universe around it, you know.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of talk that there's going to be a Spawn movie come out. So
Hey, why not?
we'll see it, you know, another one. We'll see it when we see it.
I typically don't like McFarlane as a writer, but that's just me, you know.
No, I you know, I agree to an extent. I do. Or I agree maybe wholeheartedly, but
he's a slugger though. I love him, man. I do.
Yeah. And there's been a few things that he's done, a few
fights
issues that he's read, that he's wrote or writ, that have been good. So, you know, I don't know if he has a ghostwriter or something, but he's definitely he's getting better. I don't know.
Well, Damien, I like your reviews, your modern indie reviews. Great job, Damien.
There you go. And reads a lot of older DC and
yeah, he does. He's an old school reader, man. This guy's read a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you use the app or do you actually buy old issues? That's what I'm wondering. Like,
well, he said as far as McFarlane goes, he is enjoying Sam and Twitch.
Yeah. Sam and Twitch is definitely different. It's different. And here we have Thor. We got the Alex Ross cover here. So Al Ewing's writing this. Let's see. Thor's kind of dealing with the Enchantress. He's also dealing with being banished from, you know, Midgard, from Earth, because he accidentally murdered imposter Thor in front of a bunch of people.
What? Whoa.
Yeah, you know, and somebody had their social media going, their Insta Googlegram, and so they caught it.
Yeah.
And so Thor became a pariah, and then, you know, he's also, you know, battling Hercules. He's got issues with the gods. Basically, Thor's got no friends at the moment.
Are you digging Al Ewing's Thor?
It's been a roller coaster ride. I've been up and down with it. Sometimes I enjoy it, and sometimes I'm like, "What are you doing now?"
Oh,
but I don't kind of like that.
Damien's answering your question. He does still read the paper mostly.
Physical.
He has the apps.
Okay. So yeah,
I stay away from the apps, you know.
Yeah, I have the apps too. I actually just renewed my Marvel. With that being said, I do prefer paper. Like,
yeah, Jeff, I agree with Jeffrey too. Yeah, nothing like an old comic in your hand. The smell, as long as it's not too moldy, right?
Yeah,
it's got to be clean.
What the looks like Enchantress is pulling her old tricks here. What I do like about the app is, you know, I can read Amazing Spider-Man #1 on the app. You know, I would never be able to get my hands on, you know, or Action Comics #1, or you know, those type of things. So. We got a commercial here for, I don't know, for something with Deadpool, and or an advertisement. And then we have Return of the King. So apparently Dario Argar no longer looks like a bull, and he's got his human form back. So we'll put this in a.
I guess the apps are great for travel, Damien. That's probably a good point there. Other casual reading situations.
Yeah,
cool.
That's true. I will download a few of those if I'm on a flight. Just so you can read something. Keeping with like the Avengers. Here's Incredible Hulk #16.
Nice.
Yeah. I think this is a Nick Klein cover, but he doesn't do the interiors.
Not anymore, huh?
Well, I think he'll be back. He's taking a hiatus. I think this guy has filled in for him in the past. Similar. He's got a similar aesthetic. It's like horror aesthetic, but you can just kind of tell there's a slight difference. And not that I'm saying this guy is bad. It's just there's something about Nick Klein that when you see his artwork.
He has this unique kinetic flow about it, right? You know, maybe you could see influences in him, but it's cool.
Yeah, so this guy is, and I think a lot of it also has to do with the backgrounds. Like some of them are a little sparse, where Nick Klein, I feel like, doesn't waste a lot of space on a page. I don't know.
Yeah.
Even if it's, like if I go back to this page where I think it's just white space. He would have had white space, but he would have found like ways to fill it. There'd be like lines here or some kind of motion dictated. Like if he's walking that way, there's going to be some motion lines or something. I don't know. Just something about an economy. Like, see how this guy's throwing the spear. I don't know why I said sphere. These lines going. Well, Nick Klein would do that like on almost every panel if there was no intent.
Well, how about that other page right there? Let's look at the other one there.
Go back one or
the one right there? Yeah, that.
Yeah.
No, that one. That looks. Well, yeah, you're right. There's something. It's like the inks are too taking away the detail, perhaps.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And it might be the inker. Who knows? Yeah, you don't know unless you see the original sketch.
Yeah, Damien. Everyone seems to be sad when Klein isn't on the issue. You hear that a lot, even though I'm not reading it. Yeah, I think Marvel has a problem with just the fill-in artists and not getting a consistent style going with a lot of the titles these days.
Right. I think it's very hard or not hard, but it's very hard to find a series where the artist is on every single issue,
And maybe it's hard to find a fill-in, but get that stuff sorted before you start a new series,
Right. There's
a lot of people chomping on the bit. I would imagine wanting to do Marvel issues,
Yeah. So this pile I said was last week, but it's last week and a little bit of the week before. Honestly,
last week, this week.
Yeah. This is Miles Morales number 24. I still don't think they've picked a direction for Miles yet, coming out of Blood Hunt.
Okay.
Miles was heavily involved in Blood Hunt, and now part of it is he was turned into a vampire on that. So
yeah, it's like they're running out of ideas for him already.
So I think part of it is, and I mean, I don't know. I'm not Cody Ziegler. I think he's just trying to find the direction that he wants the character to go in. Because now the character's got to deal with vampirism. Even though by this issue,
it doesn't fit.
Yeah, right. So, and it's not. Looks like Vulture's going back to his old ways. But
the old man from keeps going back to his old ways.
Right, and it doesn't fit.
What do you think though? Should Miles just go back into an Ultimate Universe or something? Or
I think he fits in the 616.
Yeah, I do too. Just let him stay. But
yeah,
when you have a character like that's popular, writers should be able to create new supporting cast easily.
Right.
You know what I mean? They shouldn't have to rely so hard on the older stuff. Do you know what I mean? Just bring it in once in a while, but maybe does Miles Morales sell? Do you think does the comic sell?
I think it does. And talking to my local comic shop owner, he says that Miles actually sells a little better with the younger crowd too. So
yeah, so what an opportunity to just build up just a brand new cast of characters, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Speaking of cast of characters, here's the exceptional X-Men. So this is I believe Eve Ewing. Yes, Eve L.Ewing, not L. Ewing.
Right.
On this one.
Did you read it? Or
I did not.
Okay.
Did not read it yet. But it's a bunch of the female X-Men living in the city. I think each of them kind of lives in a separate borough. I didn't read it yet.
Yeah.
But
did you read the ending of Krakoa?
The very, very ending with
Did you read it? No, you didn't. Dang. I want to know how it all went down.
You can talk about it. I don't mind. I'll
No,
get
no,
to
no.
it.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I was reading the Krakoa until the editorial had a falling out with Hickman, and then I was out because it was just I didn't like it.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean Hickman decided to go do other projects. I think primarily because he wanted to go in one direction, and some other people wanted him to go in another direction.
Well,
and
they wanted to stay on. They wanted to stay on the island. They thought it was a terrific idea, and
right.
maybe in some Elseworlds, I don't know. They should have let him do his thing.
Yeah,
That Hoxpox stuff was great as far as I'm concerned. Even if it could have been an Elseworlds, a Marvel Elseworlds, we'll call it that, right?
Yeah. But he definitely had a plan, and they wanted to deviate from the plan. And
yeah.
Supposedly, like he still, if they had questions, he still answered them. But
yeah,
he went on. But he's still with Marvel, and he's still.
Yeah.
Doing
Oh yeah. He's got control of the brand new Ultimate Universe now.
Right. So that seems maybe that was his prize for some control of the X-Men. This is a Spawn book, Misery 404, issue 404. Basically, this character, if she touches you, feels everything. What makes you feel everything miserable that you've ever done to somebody else, but also feels that same misery.
It's not a penance stare. Because she feels it too.
She feels it too. It's I mean it's similar, except
penance stare.
She kind of gets sick at the end of it.
Oh yeah.
So it's an interesting book. I think it's just an intro to another character that they're gonna have in the universe. So this was just like an introduction.
Yeah.
They're doing a lot of stuff with Spawn, so it's crazy. Here's Rook Exodus number 5.
You like it?
Yeah, I like this. I think Jeff Johns is doing a really good job of both writing this and actually sticking with a book. Sometimes Jeff Johns gets on a book and it takes like 6 years to write 4 issues. But
yeah,
I think because this is his baby and also part of his own imprint, Ghost Machine.
Yeah,
I think he has more incentive to really make sure.
I remember Nothing, that YT channel telling me to read that. That's right up my alley, and great art and all that stuff. I think Jeff Johns just took all the good artists from DC recently, right?
Yeah, well, he's got Jason Fabik.
What's that?
He's got Jason Fabik with him, so this guy's pretty good. He did a lot of the Joker stuff. So basically, you got these wardens, and the wardens. So the Earth. There's another one of these cataclysmic end of the earth type deals. And so this corporation finds a planet, makes it livable, brings a bunch of people over and brings these wardens over. And the wardens have control over certain animals. So, it helps with like keeping crops and, the environment and all that other stuff and farming. And then this earth starts to go. And, the corporation, puts a bunch of people on the ship. Mostly the people who paid the most money to be there, flies away, and they're like, "Oh, we'll come back for you guys. Don't worry about it." So these wardens were.
Garth Wong is saying it's amazing. And so is Geiger and Redcoat.
Geiger is really good too, and Redcoat's probably my third favorite, but it's still.
He's saying Rook was the best or the bet.
For me, I like Rook and Geiger a lot.
Yeah.
And Redcoat is probably following behind those two. But yeah, so that book is just about corporate deceit. I don't know. It's about these guys who can control creatures trying to survive, and then there's one big baddie who's like killing people off and taking their helmets for control of all the creatures and all that other stuff. Rook is amazing. Love Geiger and Redcoat. But Rook was better. Yeah, Rook
seems like it's definitely like world building, like more detail with that. I haven't read any of this stuff, but I heard Redcoat's pretty good too, though. Damien was and
then if you like kind of a Deadpoolian character who slightly talks to the crowd because he's kind of telling his own story.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's talking to us per se, but we're in his head.
Yeah.
And he's a your classic prankster, like anti-hero, but like a jokester, more on the on not the harmless side, but not like your Stone Cold Steve Austin, or he doesn't have that sense of danger. It's more like, oh, you're just the way you are because you're dumb. I don't know. But Red Coat is a fun read. It really depends on what kind of character you like, right?
It has like a historical context, right?
It does too. The guy's hundreds of years old. Right. So like the main character in Rook is a little bit more straightforward and a little bit more of a has more practicality to himself, thinks about things, won't always take the risks. Red Coat guy's like, yeah, whatever, let's do it. Yeah. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. According to Damien, the Red Coat he likes the best because, well, especially over Geiger, because of the humor. Because of the humor.
It is a much funnier book. It's funnier than Geiger or Rook. So, yeah.
But Damien does great reviews on that stuff. It makes me want to get the Red Coat, actually. And I read the first Geiger. I thought it was okay, but I guess this new rendition ongoing is actually good. So
yeah, so they set the world with the first Geiger, and now the world's already established, so you can go a little bit more into the characters, and so that's a fun part of it.
Sure.
Holy Roller, and if another fun book, if Andy Samberg from first started off on SNL and then movies and Lonely Island, all that other stuff. This is fun. Character who's just really good at bowling and a superhero to awesome. fight neo-Nazis. So
yep, awesome.
Yeah, this is issue 8 of 9. I believe when it first started, it wasn't a 9-issue series. I think it was like 6 issues.
And it just was probably received well, right?
Yeah, so it got a little extension.
Cool.
They should have just went 10. They did 9. Why not just do 10? All right, I might start going just a little bit faster.
It's cool, dude. Do what you got to do. It's all good. We're having fun.
The Ultimates number 4. You got the Doom face here, and then you got these mice who are, this is Thing. This is a Mr. Fantastic Mouse, and I'm assuming back here is Human Torch. And then I was like, wait, where's Invisible? Oh, I get it. But she's over here.
Oh, okay.
She's invisible. But yeah, this is basically, I think, the retelling of, well, not the retelling, but like the ultimate version of, the Fantastic Four. And
I know it's a big hit right now. And I read the first one. I'm like, what is going on with the art? It didn't really do much for me, but I know I like the writer. The writer's really.
Yeah, I remember we talked about him.
Yeah.
I always forget his name. I'm a little bit behind.
Dennis
Camp.
Yeah.
Dennis Camp. So, yeah, this is.
I should probably read the first 2 or 3 I have and see if I like him all together.
Yeah, and you know what? There is some time traveling stuff in there, and I feel like when you add time traveling, you're just asking for trouble because people are like, I don't know if I can trust this or not.
Yeah.
We have the Spectacular Spider-Man Marvel must-have. This book will be in your local comic shop. It is basically a first issue of a couple of different titles in here. So this one has Spectacular Spider-Man, I think issue 2. And what else is in here? Avengers Twilight, book 1 is in here. And there's a third.
I enjoyed Avengers Twilight.
Oh, and then if you haven't read it, Gods is in here.
I didn't finish Gods. I enjoyed it. I should finish that. I have all of them. It was kind of strange. It was good. It had depth to it, but I didn't know what the point was. There wasn't,
Yeah.
I
don't think at the end of it I knew what the point of it was. But
the point, I think
it was
definitely is that there was 2 lovers on different sides of the fence. One representing magic, one representing science, and they still loved each other throughout the conflict. Yeah, but they were really. I didn't like the main character though. He seemed a little snarky, you know, kind of smug.
Yeah, he
I
was
didn't
like
really know him.
Doctor Strange squared. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it from the aspect of a love story,
Yeah.
it has a whole different context. If
Yeah.
you look at it like science versus magic or nature versus nurture, you know, there's a lot of different aspects to it. If you look at it from those aspects, then it gets a little convoluted.
Yeah.
But still fun.
Crazy Hungarian. Hey, what's up, Joe? Thanks for being here, buddy.
This is just the black and white Destro #1. This was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, which I ordered through my local comic shop. So
Cool.
Yeah, I don't know why I got that one. That was a cover buy. I was like, Destro on a throne? Yes, please.
Well, he always did seem to undermine, you know, Cobra Commander somehow.
Yeah. Oh, and in this series, he's definitely still in that world. He definitely told him in one of the comics, he's like, I don't work for you, I work with you.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. You know? So this is Wolverine #1. This is a John Tyler Christopher negative space variant. This cover actually came out like 3 or 4 years ago. It was like a C2E2 exclusive in Chicago.
Okay.
But when Marvel owns the rights to the art, they can just reprint it as many times as they want. So now they threw it on this.
Yeah, variant cut issue, right?
Yeah, so they can do that.
It's a good issue. I hear
it is a good issue.
Did you read it?
I'm reading it. That's that's the place where I'm at. I'm about halfway. What I will say, it's very, very well written. There is a new villain in here. We see him right off the bat. It's not one of those last page cameo, half page.
Lurking in the shadows.
Yeah, no, you get to see this guy right from the get-go. Seems like a pretty formidable foe. It's another character though that has adamantium.
Okay.
And it's adamantium skin, and we've seen that already. We saw that with the Hoxpox stuff, but the character seems okay, seems cool. You know, and Wolverine right now is a loner, so in this book, he's doing his own thing. But you do have
Nightcrawler disillusioned of being on the island. What up, Daniel?
Oh yeah. Well, you know, I didn't finish reading the Krakoa stuff, but I do know there was some stuff that happened towards the end that a lot of people weren't too happy with. Professor X pulled some stuff, you know, and he's supposed to be like the father figure, and he did
altruistic,
some and you know, Beast was evil Beast again, and so there was a lot of stuff that people.
We already have a Dark Beast, but I didn't read it, so I don't know what I'm talking about. I want to hear from someone who read all of that. Yeah,
so
explain it to me.
Yeah, so I'll show you some. I'll show you Happy Wolverine. Let's see if I can.
Happy Wolverine out in the woods by himself. You mean Happy Wolverine?
Well, this is about as happy as he gets. So, but yeah, I won't show the new character just so you guys have a chance.
Oh, Daniel, you know, Cuppy's tough, man. He could take it, you know.
Bring it on.
Yeah, Cuppy Will reads his books, so yeah, he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, I'm not here for the spec.
Yeah, well, spec's fun on the side, you know.
It is. Oh, I mean, when I say that, you know, if you watch
strictly
my
spec, yeah,
if you watch one of my videos from yesterday, I'm like, this is a good spec book. So I'm not here for spec, but I'm totally talking about it.
Yeah.
Let's see. All right, so that was this week's book. So we still got a few more. So let's go ahead and we got Venom. This is part of the Venom War. I will admit 100%. I have not read any of the Venom War stuff, and I don't know if I'm interested in it, but I guess we'll find out when I read the first issue.
Yeah.
So this is Venom was Al Ewing, but I think he jumped off of this to actually write the Venom War book. So, you know, the limited series. And so the tie-in now is written by Grunbeck, who did some Thor back in the day, did some Venom too. He filled in for Donny Cates when Donny Cates, you know, had their accident.
Right.
Had his accident.
Damien has a question for you.
Let's see. How many comics can you read a week? For me, it's about 14 to 16, but sometimes I buy more than that. Yeah, I try to do 3 a day for the week. So if I'm successful at that and I bought 21 books, I can do about 21. That's on a good week. On a bad week, it's probably a lot less. I was doing well, and then I moved. Hence the impromptu setup in the back. Anybody want to play Scrabble after this?
You're at a new place now, aren't you?
Yeah. But we're working towards getting back on track. I'd say right now, honestly, I'm only reading about 6 books a week, so I'm averaging less than 1 a day. But that's because I'm also unpacking and stuff like that. So I'm trying to find time to get to the books. Once I'm done, I'll get back on track. But we have New York Comic Con coming up in October, which I'm going to, and then in December I have a conference. So I feel like I do have things that if I don't hurry up this process, I'm going to fall back behind again. I'm just going to have a long box full of books that I have to read.
Right.
So yeah, on a good week, on my best weeks, I can probably do about 21, like I said, 3 a day. On an average week, like I'm probably with you, I'm around 14 to 16 books.
I was up to 2 a day, but now I'm like 1 a day. I got to get back to 2 a day. I like the older books because my brain feels better when I read older books, all the words and stuff.
There's a lot more words.
Yeah, but I like it,
No, yeah, it's fun. Yeah, right now, like I said, I'm maybe doing 6 books a week, so that's why I'm falling behind.
Well, you're moving. Yeah, you're in the middle of a move. So.
Yeah. So I'm buying more than 6, and I'm only reading about 6. Cafu is in this book. Did Venom. He's known for like doing cover art. So Cafu, he does do some interiors, but his art, I like it, but it also feels very still.
Yeah.
So it's more like everything's a portrait almost.
Yeah.
The faces feel like that. So it lends itself well to cover art. Interiors, sometimes you're like, are these guys just standing still the entire time they're talking? Are their lips even moving? Is there any movement? I don't know. But it's Venom, and there's Doctor Strange in here, so it's fun stuff. And at the end of it, obviously, they're in trouble, to be continued. Right. But that's Venom. So these, by the way, guys, these books, in case you didn't catch it the first time, we're now in this week. So we starting with Wolverine, we're now in the books that came out this week.
Yeah, we're catching up because we missed the last couple new comic book days. So this episode is just total catch up.
Yeah,
we're catching up. I normally jump on and show books that I'm looking at or whatever, but we're not doing that this week. We're gonna.
Yeah, Comics Embraced. I keep up with all the current stuff. My heart is in a different time period.
Well, right now mine is too. I just like the art better. I think the older times. So it's cool.
Older books are twice as long to read. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
That's when the writer was. I think somewhere around the 90s is when the artist became a focus, and now we're getting more. Well, we've been on this track. I think starting in the early. Well, the 2011, 12, 13, like writers started to become a focus again, like Scott Snyder and those guys. Star Wars 50. This is the final issue of Star Wars. So Darth Vader we had last week. This week we have Star Wars.
What up, Higgy? Higgy Pop in the house.
Basically, what's up, Higgy? Basically, it seems like they're going to reboot stuff. So we'll see where they go from here.
Hopefully they go after Return of the Jedi. Now Higgy reads his new comics too, but he's more of a DC guy.
Nice. From what I understand, you might not get a lot of Darth Vader in the next round of Star Wars books.
I think they heard me, they stayed in between, Return between Empire and Return too long. They didn't do that last time. They should have stayed between Star Wars and Empire. Was what they should have done,
Right. But yeah, like you said, maybe they're listening. You can enjoy. Everybody loves Darth Vader, but if Darth Vader is all you're giving them, and then eventually you're gonna get, you gotta get saturated and get out of there. Transformers number 12. Yeah.
Good book, I hear.
Yeah, it's real good. So this is, the opposite of what I was saying about cat food. This is Daniel Warren Johnson, and he's kinetic. Like
Did
every
he do the interiors on this one?
he did. I think so. This should be.
I know he did a lot of it, but
yeah. Oh, actually, no. This is Jorge Corona.
And Jorge Corona is actually, that's what I mean about fill-in artists.
Yeah,
it's okay to do it, but if the guy fits what's been done already,
Yeah. So he is kind of mimicking though Daniel Warren Johnson's style. If you've ever, if you've seen any of the earlier Transformer book, it is very similar.
Yeah, that's beautiful though.
It caught me off guard.
Yeah, Garf. I dropped out around the same time. Those droids in Dark Droids.
Yeah, Dark Droids was something. There was just too many tie-ins. It was like, what's happening now? Go see Dr. Aphra, issue 13, and you read that, and it's like, oh, go see Han Solo.
Yeah,
and it's like,
I got most of those Aphra books. I'm gonna keep them.
Aphra was a fun series. That one ended way earlier.
Oh, Damien's gonna visit Higgy again. That was a riot when you guys were on the same video together in the Hawk's Nest.
Whoa.
Not the droids you're looking for. Yeah, look at that. That's pretty good stuff, man. I'm hearing great things about Transformers.
So, and this one's riding the Silver Surfer's surfboard there. So,
yeah.
But yeah, no, Transformers has been a really good series. Issue 11 had a secret variant with Ultra Magnus on the cover, and that was like $100 book. It was crazy.
Yeah.
I saw it in the store too. Not that I was going to buy it, but I will tell you, I had it in my hand, and I was like, "There's no way I'm paying." The shop was actually only charging, I think, $50 for it. I probably could have talked them down to $40, but why would I want to pay $40 for a modern comic? So.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. What up, Greg? Lead paint.
Also, I did check the price of that book on eBay, and it's still selling for about $60, $70. It's crazy.
Wow.
A couple of weeks later. What do we have here? Hi, lead paint. Oh, lead paint.
Yeah. Higgy opened a box that that lead paint gave him recently. Pretty cool stuff. Chop and drop in the house.
Oh, Daniel, my brother.
Daniel.
All right. From this week also, we got Amazing Spider-Man 57. Look, we still got Tombstone. Zeb Wells will not give up on Tombstone. He wouldn't give up on the Green Goblin, and he's not giving up on Tombstone. But there you go. Apparently they have visitation rights. And let's see where we're going. But John Romita Jr. is doing the artwork again. I figure he's just gonna, work out the book till the end. She-Hulk appearance in here. But yeah, I think John Romita is probably just gonna write it out to the end. Oh, look, Tombstone broke out of jail. Spoiler alert. And when it reboots, they'll have a new creative team on it. So
yeah, there's always that. Pretty cool.
Not bad. All right. What do we got? We got about 5-6 more books. All right.
Okay, bud. We're getting there.
The Uncanny X-Men 2, Who Are the Outliers? You were saying that this is a pretty good read. Or you heard it was a pretty good read. I liked the Uncanny X-Men when I read it.
Yeah.
Issue 1.
I heard it was good. Our guy Cheap Comic Collector said it was good, and a couple other people.
Right. So you got Gail Simone on this. And let's see if I can find you a splashy art page. I don't know who this is. I think there's some new character in there, some new villain. And do we got any splash art? Show me some splash art. Yeah, well, here's some.
Yeah, Rob's jumping in saying it is an awesome series. I hear Wolverine was good too, Rob, but I know you're not that huge on the Wolverine thing. So that's okay, Lead Paint. We're going to wrap it up pretty soon here in about 6 minutes or so. Yeah, thanks for swinging by, Greg. And Greg loved the that huge Fantastic Four book you gave Higgy, man. A-OK. Freaking awesome.
Ooh, Fantastic Four A-OK.
Yeah.
Gunslinger, another Spawn book, another $2.99 book, another cool cover. What I like about all the McFarlane books is you get the next 8 cover on the back.
That's
So
that's
you
old
usually
school. We used to do that.
yeah. So
Yeah.
you're always so if you don't like it, you can always be like, what's the B, C, or D cover?
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
typically tends to do 3 covers a book too. You know, gives a lot of guys a time to shine. This is Carlos Barbieri, who was a artist in the '90s, and I feel
Yeah.
like since Todd has been using him on like Spawn books and primarily Gunslinger,
Yeah.
he's actually getting a lot more notoriety these days. People have noticed an improvement in his art style. You know,
Awesome. Looks tight.
yeah, it lends itself very well to Gunslinger. So
Good. It's getting better then. When Booth was on there, that was all the praise. You know, everyone loved
yeah,
it.
Booth was really good too. I mean,
On Spawn, the regular title, right?
yeah, I think since he hasn't been doing the regular title as much lately, probably found some other work thanks to Todd. But
Yeah.
here's some Batman. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. So right now, Batman's a tie into Absolute Power.
Yeah.
So
Siddhar's.
if you're not reading Absolute Power, don't bother to buy Batman. So,
Yeah.
but we're at the point I think right now where the heroes are starting to fight back in Absolute Power. It's issue 3 came out today too, so I'll have to read issue 3 and then, or I'll have to find the checklist to see which one comes first. But I'm pretty sure it's issue 3. But yeah, let's see. Oh, here we go. Dark Side is here.
Okay, he shows up in the end.
Yeah, and here's the thing. You know, they're doing a new universe. I forget the name of it right now. It escapes my mind. Somebody out there might know. They have the Batman, the new Batman coming out. Scott Snyder's writing it. Apparently, what they're working on, and this is a spoiler alert, guys. So close your eyes,
Close your ears.
Right. So that what DC doing is their Ultimate Universe, but there's one person in all of the DC universe who is omnipresent, and I'm just gonna say it's Darkseid. There is no different Darkseid. Darkseid is the same being through all the different universes and all the different time zones.
There's no variance of Darkseid.
Darkseid is always Darkseid.
Right.
So, and I think with this new universe they're creating, that's the thing they're going over. There is also a backup story by Kelly Thompson in the Batman book.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. And the art is kind of realistic. Looks like it's happening on Themyscira. And that's what it looks like anyway. Very lush and beach and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, Greg, I hear that Space Ghost is pretty good, actually. You know?
I have heard good things about Space Ghost.
Yeah.
I have no idea who this character is. I thought it was Wonder Woman, but I'm not sure. But they are jacked. And
out of a flying vehicle like that.
Right. So, and then 2 more books.
Okay, we're down to the wire here. It's great.
We are. We have Absolute Power 3. So, I was saying the heroes are fighting back. We got some stuff happening. Some more stuff happening. Flash somehow still has powers. Even though a lot of the other guys don't have their powers anymore. Big Barda's always ready to kick some butt.
Are you looking forward to Justice League Unlimited?
Sure.
Aaron, I'm in the middle of a move. Like, stop with these questions.
Yeah. Yeah, right now I'm just very focused on the books that are on my pull, but we'll get there. And boom, 759. Boom, we got this is an Avengers book.
Yeah, reprint. Oh no, okay. Yeah.
Now this is
Disney
Disney What If variant. This is the Amazing Spider-Man 57. So I actually started down this path and I've been collecting them ever since. But this one's fun. I like the Hawkeye Ant-Man perspective of some of it. Somebody's gonna get it, but it's Mickey and Donald. I'm like, oh no, I'm so scared. But that, that's when you actually really get it.
Right.
But yeah, that was it. That was my haul from probably the last 3 weeks, and we did it in an hour.
Dude, we did it in an hour, man.
Bump through
I think you did great. You know, I had some books here, but who cares? I don't need to show these books. You know,
There's 6 seconds left.
Books. I'd rather just, you know, hey, what you have any announcements you want to make? You know.
No, yesterday I dropped the preview of the books coming out this week. So if you want to check those out, feel free to check those out.
Okay.
And then tomorrow, right? You got
the big show.
Yeah, the big show.
Big show's happening tomorrow, you guys.
So yeah, check that out. I might pop up. Who knows?
I also you're always welcome to. I also have a brand new video coming out tomorrow morning. I'm going back to my classic comic book hauls, but they'll be shorter. That people kind of like those. So I'm going back to those too. So be on the lookout tomorrow, 10 a.m. Pacific, for like a under 10-minute comic book haul.
Nice.
So,
what's up, Comic Cap? Comic Cap Collectibles.
Comic Cap Collectibles. Thanks for being here. Excellent. So all right, you guys, we are out of here. You know, Blood Paint is talking to Higgy. It's pretty cool stuff. You know what I mean? All right. Thanks for joining us. This was New Comic Book Day. Why? You know?
Why? Because I just showed you like
and
50 books in an hour.
Will right here kind of answered that question, and guys in the chat also made their recommendations, which we appreciate. So, yeah. All right, you guys, we are out. Thanks for watching, and see you on the next one. Deuces.
Deuces.